All right. Good evening once again. And I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Please, somebody should confirm one more time before we commence. Mr. Ambrose, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. So, what we did last time was to learn how to set up our data analytics or data analysis platform or an environment in Jupyter Notebook through the Anaconda server. And then I also showed us how the process, if you are given data to analyze by a client, how you are supposed to start up your analysis journey. I said you have to start by creating a folder either on desktop or somewhere within your system storage, and then add the data sets you are given to analyze in that folder, and then come back to your Jupyter Notebook directory or homepage and navigate to that storage where you must have created your folder. So I created mine on desktop. So I will just double click on the desktop to see the item there. And then from here, I'll simply locate the file. This is the folder, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. data analysis. So open it. And once you open it, you'll be able to see all the data sets you have added to that folder. And then if you have created your analysis dashboard, you should be able to see it as well. So in our own case, we have set up the analysis dashboard. So all I need to do is not to go to new again. So I don't need this process because we have already set up our analysis dashboard. So for that reason, I will just double click on it, and that will open on a new browser tab. So I thought we imported and we loaded data. So which means that aspect was not saved because the program supposed to be saving automatically. Now where you notice that it's not saving automatically, then you can, enhance it by saving all. So the mistake we made was we thought it was saving automatically. So which means that we were not saving. So which means I have to quickly go through the process again. So it's our luck for those that probably did not get it last time. You can now understand it. So the first thing is to import our library. So we just quickly import analysis library. Libraries. So the first library, remember what I told us from that class, that libraries are like collection of functions which you need to consult as a data analyst for you to be able to access functions to perform your analysis operation. So we need, for example, I need a function to be able to load in my data set. And until I import that library, in other words, the bucket of function in which I can access that function, I will not be able to communicate that function. So I need a library called pandas. So I will say import panda. That is where the function for loading my data is. And I would like to represent it as PD. in this particular notebook. So that is the meaning of import pandas as PD. Then I would like to import the other one so that I can execute everything at once. I want to also import a library that we enable Python to exploit large data sets. So I would say import numpy as np. Then you can decide to add this third line, which says from pandas import series. So the series, I told us that the S should be capital letter. Series, and there should be comma. Then the data frame, the D should be capital letter, and the F should be capital letter as well. So once I'm done with all this code to run all of them at once, I'll simply click here, or I go to run and select what? Run cell. So let me click on this. So remember, I told us that when you are executing your code, always observe what happens here. Once it doesn't show a number, it means that the process is still ongoing. So once you see a number like this, it means that the whole of this cell has been fully executed. So we have executed this cell, but we have not executed anything here. Now, the next thing is for us to import our CSV data. Import CSV data. And I told us that CSV is one of the most used data formats for loading data across almost all the data analytics platforms. It's suitable for SQL, it's suitable for Python, it's suitable for Excel. So every data analyst must understand CSV. And the full meaning of the CSV is comma separated value, which sometimes is known as comma delimited value. That is values that are separated with comma. So that is what it means. So now, since we want to import a CSV data, then I'll start by creating a variable. And we were taught from Python basic section that variables are containers which are used to hold value in a program memory. So we need to create a variable, but at the same time, professionally, I can refer to that variable as data frame name. Data frame name. So I can say, I remember I said you shouldn't use a keyword to name your variable. When I say keyword, you shouldn't use words like print. So I will just simply say DA1, for example. Then I will say assign, which means if you can still remember our Python basic class, I told you that the single equals to or equal sign does not mean equality in programming. It only means you are assigning or assignment operator. So what we are saying is that we want to pour data value in the container named what? DA1. Now, you have to consult the container that is offering us the please, Jane, please always be mindful of your audio. Jane, always be mindful of your audio whenever you are joining, please. Now, you need to reference the container that is offering you the function to read the data into this Jupyter notebook as your analysis platform. So how do you connect that? How do you reference where the function is coming from? You say PD. Why am I using PD? Because I have imported pandas as PD, which means that anywhere I type PD, that is representing what? Pandas in full. Then in programming, how do you now concatenate? How do you tell the language that this is connected to this? You insert a dot. That dot in programming, I told us, is called period. So you now call the name of the function add underscore CSV, and then because it is a function, you have to add the parenthesis bracket. Now, the parenthesis bracket needs input or parameter to work. So you need data to work with. And what does it need? The name of the data set is what you are to pass in here. And you have to pass in the name of that data set as a string. That is the reason why we are quoting it. And then I told us that how do you call the name of the data set? You have to leave your analysis dashboard and go to the Jupyter Notebook directory for you to be able to know the name of your data. So the name of the data set I want to read, since it's a CSV, so I only have the, I'm not sure this is the what is it called? The folder we created the other time, because I know we added more than one CSV data. No wonder we couldn't find, but it's still okay. So this is the only CSV data here. Even from the extension, you will know from the extension, and then from the icon, this icon is a cell. So this is the one I want to take based on the function I'm using there. So I will click on it, right click on it, and then I'll say what? Copy path. But there are some systems, if you are using older window, you may not see this copy path. If you can't find the copy path, you can simply what? Get the name of the data, which is what? Healthcare. Just write the name inside the string. But in this case, I will just paste, and then I'm still falling back to using the same name, because if I run it, there is possibility of getting error. So you can see we are getting error. And like the advice I gave to us the other time, that when you are working like this, always pay attention to the key error instead of trying to interpret the error explanation. So it's confusing. So what you do, you just come to the key error and understand what is the error description. The error description is what? File not found error. That is the error name. So which means that Python is having issue locating the file. It means Python is having issue locating the file from where you are, that is from here to where you are. So since that is the case, you now begin to exploit other options. So these options are very important. You understand them as a data analyst using Python. So where the full URL, because this method is referred to as absolute, is absolute, where you are tracing the data to the last root, to the last directory, which is desktop. So I can say, okay, let me shorten it by deleting the first directory, and then I will just put 2 dots there. That 2 dot means what? Move step back. And then that is, once you get to this folder, move a step. Sorry, once you get to the desktop, move a step forward, then you find yourself in what? 9 p.m. to this. And that is where you have this data. So if I run this now, the error will be corrected. So the moment a value is read here and there's no error, that is to confirm that your code has been accepted. But we can't find the data yet, because you instructed Python to load the data from here and store it in what? The A1. So if you want to see the data, The right thing is for you to go to the next line, not on the same line, and either do something like this if you want to use our Python basic knowledge and supply what the DA1 inside, which means that print whatever is in what DA1, and then you get the data printed. But as data analysts, we consider this structure as not proper because we cannot actually understand the data easily, because once you have read in your data, then the next thing, as we are going to look at in this section, is how to inspect the data, how to study the data, how to understand the data before you can draft your analysis what questions. So, but I am considering that with this display format, I cannot easily understand this data. And if I cannot easily understand this data, then there is every possibility of me not being able to draft reasonable what analysis question. And if I am not able to draft effective question, there is every possibility that I am not going to derive what effective actionable what insight. And then if you analyze data as a data analyst and you are not able to present findings that can aid or facilitate smart decision making, what is the essence of that? So for that reason, I will say, since this particular app Pi is built on Python, because remember we selected Python 3, which means that at the moment the Jupyter Notebook understands Python. At the moment, the Jupyter Notebook has Python integrated in it. So since we have that understanding, we can say that we don't need to say print. Python will be able to factor it out. We don't need to say print. We just call the name of that data frame or the variable, and then we'll get the data. So this one is giving us a display that is equivalent to the way it was displayed in Excel, which makes it easier for us to understand. All right, let me get a response if we are getting it. I hope it's clear to us. Is it clear? This is just like revision of what we did last time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I want to start today's topic now. All right. So now that we have been able to load a CSV, now let's go and load at least one Excel data so that you know how to load when the format is XLSS. How do you load such format? So that will take us to loading worksheet, or let's say Excel. We refer to that as Excel worksheet data formats. So now I will have to give a different variable name. So this time around I will say this data frame is the A2 equals to, I am also referencing the function from the same pandas. So I'll say PD, then dot what? This time around, instead of you read underscore, instead of saying read underscore CSV, you say read underscore Excel, and then every other step the same, right? So I'll go back to my directory and then copy the parts as well, and then come back here and paste it. Now I want to show you another way where here now, remember that we use what we call relative method. Relative method, when you call like this with two dots, it's called relative method. It means you reach out to the data based on the object it's related to. And how did we prove that? This dot, I told you that this dot means that, okay, once you get to desktop, you move, there is an object that is directly inside the desktop. If you move one step, you get to it, which is this, which means that that desktop is related to this. So you use desktop as the object that this is related to call the data. But here, I want to use just the name of the data. So I will delete the whole of this. This is another option. Why I am exposing us to these options is that sometimes based on your system structure, that first one, you put the two dots, it will not work. So you fall back to this. So if I run it now, I should be able to get the result. So it's loading. Now, sometime when it's taking longer time, it is because of the volume of the data. You saw that the other one did not waste time because of the volume. The data is much, it can take some time. Now I need to call the data also to view the information. Then click here, and then I have this. So I have been able to load two different data sets, both CSV and what Excel format. So at this point, we will now look at today assignment. Now I am following the sequence, the way you should operate when you are employed tomorrow. When you are employed, you want to, maybe you are given a data to analyze. Create a folder, add that data inside that folder. Then come to Jupyter Notebook, create, as in call that folder in, make sure that you are in that folder, click on new, select Python 3, then import your library. Then from the library, use the function to read the data in, just like I've done. Now, what is the next thing you are expected to do as a professional data analyst? What is the next thing? After loading my data, we go back to one of our fundamental rules, which is what? Understanding the data. So one of the way you are going to understand data in Python, you are not going to just be looking at the data. You are going to be consulting some Python attributes, some Python methods or function, very many functions, to help you to explore information about this data. And that is the next skills you need to have. So I am tackling this as data inspection methods or functions in Python. So every platform, every framework you are using to analyze data has its own what we call data cleaning or data inspection techniques. All right, so we learned the one in Excel. Now we are learning the ones in Python. When we get to SQL, we also learn the one in SQL. When we get to Power BI, we will also learn the one in Power BI. So that is how you are expected to have the skills. All right, so now the first check or the first information I want to know about this data is I would like to know the data frame. To know the data frame for those that are writing. So how to know the data frame. Now, if to go back to Excel, remember when we started, there are two keywords that are simplified: data sets and data frame. You can still remember where I said data frame is emphasizing on the width and the height of your data, while the collection of the attribute, that is the headers, and the series, that is the row, the record, makes up what? Data sets. Now, if I am saying that we want to check the data frame, it means I want to check the dimension. It means I want to check the dimension. How long, how many columns, how many headers are in the data set, and how many records, how many rows are in the data set. That is what form your frame. So how do we do that? the syntax is going to be, expect all to document, maybe later when you go through the video. So the syntax is going to be, is that the data set name or the data frame name, then you concatenate it with what? A function called what? Shape. Just this. It doesn't carry what? This. So it just does shape. That will give us that dimension we are looking at. So how do I now implement it since we understand the syntax? Which of them do I want to check it frame? Data, that is DA2. So which means I'll simply say DA2, then dot shape, and then I will run it, control enter. You see, I have the result outputted within a second. So what does this mean? It means this particular data set DA2 has 101 rows, as you can even see here, because the data is not much, and it has what? 15 columns. So this informs you as a data analyst that this data is rich. You have a lot of analysis questions to answer. Because if you are going to do justice, you are going to make sure that you present a report that capture most of the information, if possible, under the major word columns. So these are some of the factors that determine how you charge. If I'm given a data set of just 3 columns, I know that definitely my analysis task is not going to be much. But if I'm given a data set whereby the columns are much, indirectly I know that I'm going to answer many what? Questions. So that is just a kind of direct benefit of you examining your data. Now, the next thing I want to check about this data, now that I have an idea of the number of, columns and the number of records, we now want to check, I want to call out only the headers, these 15 headers. I want to bring them out and look at them so that I will now be able to know the strengths of my analysis question. So that will be my next task, which is how to call out all the features. So professionally, all those headers, we refer to them as features in data frame or data set. All right, so after this, I'll give us a classwork. You perform just what I've done, and then before I proceed. So how to call out all the headers. So the syntax is going to be, the syntax will be that you call the data frame name, right? Concatenate it with column, like this, columns. Just that. So I'll write the data set name is still the A2, then dot column. So once I run this, I should be getting what? All the headers called out from the data set. So from here, as a data analyst, I can say, oh, so I have ID, I have region, I have country, I have item type, I have sales channel, I have order or priority, I have this, I have units sold, I have total revenue, I have total cost, I have total profits. Now, as a data analyst, when I have access to this kind of headers, I'm able to know where most of my analysis will be channeled into. My analysis, because at this point, you have to start positioning yourself as the manager, as the CEO that gives you the data to analyze so that you can see what you are expected to do. That is one thing that we must learn. Always learn to be on both sides as a professional data analyst. Because when you put yourself in the shoe of a CEO that owns a company that he wants the company to break even, if this data set happen to be your data, I am very sure I'll be more concerned with what? This. I'll be more concerned with what? This. And then I'll be more concerned with what is happening in each of the country based on the total revenue and the total what? Profit. I will also be concerned with the item type which represent the products, the unique product, as regards to the revenue they are generating and the profit they are also what? Generating. I will also be concerned with the region, because when it's time to invest, every company wants to know what to measure the performance of each region. If they have 1 billion naira to invest across different regions where they have branches, I'm very sure that a reasonable businessman will not just distribute the money anyhow. He will sit down and check based on the profit performance, based on the revenue performance, which of this region, which of this country, which of these products has generated more over time, which one is trending. That is why we did establish from Excel that what the key thing that a data analyst hunt for in a data. What are the things once you are given a data? What are the things you are looking for? You must know. You are looking for patterns, you are looking for trend, and you are looking for outliers. And we have already explained this from the introduction part, where I said pattern means what? Pattern is the flow. For example, if I am focusing on revenue generated per country, I want to know the pattern of the revenue. Maybe if I have a country called Nigeria there and country called Ghana there, then I would like to know the pattern of the profits generated across this country. And what does that mean? If Nigeria generates 1 million and Ghana generated, let's say this is Nigeria. Let me use this. I believe this will conceptualize it better for us. This is Nigeria, for example. And then I have a graph of Ghana like this. So if, and then I have another country, and then let's say this is UK. So how do I talk about pattern here? Pattern is, look at the pattern here. Did you see the pattern? This is the pattern. Now you ask yourself, the pattern can be regressive and the pattern can be progressive. Because when you are writing your result, your report, your final report, you should be able to tell them that what? The profit generation pattern is regressive or progressive. That is, if it is regressive, then there will be recommendations. That means something is not right. Like between Nigeria and Ghana is a regressive one. Between Ghana and UK is progressive. Because writing of reports is one of the key components of this field. It's not just your technical skill, how you can interpret the technicality in a non-technical format and present it to that non-technical person and be able to understand, to make informed decisions is the reason why we exist as data analysts. So that's why you must know your pattern, you must know your trend. Now, what is the trend? The trend is what? Nigeria and UK. Which one is, is performing better? That's the trend. Now, which one, how do you now know outlier? Outlier or correlation. Outlier is when you identify the lowest. Before you can get your outlier, you must know your lowest. Then you subtract. You measure the range or the difference between the lowest and you are comparing this with this. You tell us the what? The outlier between Nigeria and Ghana. If this is 5 million, this is 2 million. What is the outlier? You do your arithmetic. The same thing, the outlier between this and this. If this is 10 million, this is 2 million. What is the outlier? Is what? About 8 million. Now, this is where a question mark will now come in. Let's say this is 2 million. This is 8 million. As a professional data analyst, you have to present what? A recommendation in this kind of report. Why? Because the difference is too much. Something is not in place in Ghana. That there is something that is happening here. So you now begin to check whether it's due to maybe the marketing strength here. Maybe you now advise that they should carry out a market research. That is the role of a digital marketer now. Consult your digital marketer to what? Conduct market research here and find out the strategy that could work here. Because it's possible that the strategy that is working here is not working here, because the type of people, the category of people that lives here may not be, the mindset are not the same with the people here. So you have to develop, you have to go and do what we call feasibility study, do a market research, and know what people here. By the time the company deploy their marketing department to go and get that information, they will now be able to develop what? Working strategy that will improve this. You put that as recommendation as a data analyst. So you have not left them to go and sort out themselves with the data marketer. But if they now reply you immediately that we have done everything we need to do, we have even, then you now begin to what? Give them another advice. So I just did that. You see this story that I just explained now. That is why we said in data analysis, the most sweetest part of data analysis is what? The storytelling. You must be able to tell the story of your data. That is what the stakeholder wants to know. And they cannot tell the story of their data because they don't have this skill to bring out this factor that are aiding my storytelling. So the next 3 minutes, I want everybody to get to this place. I will ask one of us to share his or her screen. So you have to execute under the data inspection, execute this one, execute this one. Once I come back, we still have more of them to celebrate.
Excuse me, oh.
Yes, sir.
I have not, I am not, I'm not on with this because every of my step has produced error.
Okay.
So I have not executed anything.
But you are with your laptop, right?
One, yeah, I am. I have my double screen
Okay.
here.
Okay, just hold
One,
on. Just hold on. I want to turn there before my battery will go off. So when I come back, maybe you share your screen, then we can look at it together, sir. I'm coming.
okay,
Just
thank you.
just give me. You are still here. Mr. Ambrose, are you still here? Okay.
Yes,
So
I am.
just continue with what we are saying. Let's know whether there's need for us to share screen. What were you trying to?
One, I don't know if it is with the data I have. I don't have any CSV, so I was using Excel.
Okay.
How did you say I can increase these fonts again?
Okay. Oh yeah, share your screen. Share your screen. Let's see. Let me stop.
Yes, I'm sharing.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. You have a lot of error to sell. Maybe you sell.
Yeah,
So
this
let's,
the C
please
like
can you
CS
increase it? Can you increase it? Press Control plus, Control plus, Control and plus. Good. Just okay. Okay.
these are just this is the only data I put here.
what you are going to do now, have you right-click? Let me check your notebook. Let me check your notebook whether you have imported the libraries. Go to your other notebook. Let me check if you have.
Which one?
Yes, the next file. Okay, yes, you have imported all your library. So now let me look at the code you wrote. Let me see if I can correct it. Now let's go to the key error. Go down, like I advise us. Let's check from, and it say Excel file format cannot be determined. You must specify engine. So this is talking about value error. Okay. Now this is what we're going to do. Go back to that home page. Go back to the home page. Yes. Now double click on the data. Let it open. Let's even find out whether we have the data, the value. Just double click. Double click. So you can see it's no value. No value. Or is it still loading? And let's still hold on. It's like it's still coming. Just hold on a little. I think it has finished loading. So no value. That is the reason why it's not able to, because if you cannot display the value, now go to Excel. Go and open it in Excel. Have you opened this before in Excel? This particular file. Open it in Excel. Let's correct it from here. This is it, have you?
No, it's not. Let's see.
But that one is good. Okay, well, just go ahead. Let's just see how we can correct so that.
Yeah, can I put these ones there?
Yes,
Yeah, this one.
Just open one. Open one. Let's say we want to put this one now, right? Now, remember you were the one that have issue of saving in OneDrive, Abby?
Yes.
It's your laptop. Okay. So now click on file. Let's save now. Click on file. Click on file. And then locate, save a copy, Abby? But I wanted us to browse. Okay. Yeah, click on, is that where you normally, okay.
I can browse.
Okay, yeah, browse. Then I'm looking for the OneDrive. Okay, you're already in OneDrive. Oh, yeah. Can you locate the OneDrive? You are in OneDrive desktop, Abi. The desktop is OneDrive. The desktop, that desktop is in OneDrive. Okay, where is the OneDrive desktop? Is it this one?
Desktop, yeah, I can put it here.
Oh yeah, give it a different name. Just give it a different name. Let's just one name. Give it a different name.
What is it? Okay, let me say Python.
Don't use Python, just Python. No. That's Python. What?
Python
One. Now hold on. Now hold on. That place where you have Excel workbook. No. That place where you have Excel workbook, not there. Where you have save as type, under where you type Python. Go click on it. Then locate CSV, comma delimited. Down. No. You have passed it. Go up gradually. You're almost there. Yes. Come down. One step down. Yes. Click on it. Not that one. Yes.
Okay.
Click on it. That is CSV. Oh yeah, click on save now. Click on save. Now, remember that you created a folder. Hold on. Remember that you created a folder, have you? That you called in your notebook. Now, that saving, that work that we save, we did not direct to that folder. So let's go back. So we'll enter desktop. We will not enter that folder before we save it. Just like what we just did now. Let's take it again. Let's take it again. So that let's be sure that we are adding it to the folder. Then browse. Desktop. Is that desktop? Okay. Desktop. Where's the folder? Oh yeah, open that folder. Open it. Yes, open it. Open it. Double click.
Yes, open.
No. Now, oh yeah, do what we did. That's Python 1, CSV. Oh yeah, save now. Don't worry. That one saved on desktop generally. Now the same thing. Just click on save. So we just added a copy of this to that folder. Now let's go to our notebook now. Let's go to our notebook. Let us go to our notebook.
Okay.
It's here now. You can see it. Good. Now copy the parts. Copy the part. Right click on it. No. Right
Okay.
click. Yes,
CSV.
yes, yes. Right click, copy parts. All right. Now go to that your page. Now delete the other one you pasted there where you put read,
Yeah.
read. Just
Can I do
okay.
can I do it where I have CSV?
No. Continue. Because the one you were reading before is Excel, except you change. Yes, just put it here. Don't worry, let's edit everything. Put it here. Good. Oh yeah, paste. Paste. Now, delete everything. Remain only Python 1. Just come here and delete everything, remaining only Python 1. Let's use this method. It's going to be faster. Make sure you don't remove the quotation gradually. Okay. Now, that place you have read underscore Excel. Change it to CSV. Just edit only that Excel to CSV because of the type of file we are bringing, CSV. All right. Now, run it. Now, run it now. Run it again. Run it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yes. Oh, all right.
So your assignment, make sure you load more so that you get used to it. Because that's the first thing
Yes.
everybody must understand. Everybody must start by knowing how to load data. Who is Ian Alpha? Has it finished loading your app? Ian is not here. Mrs. Oyikosi,
It's still the
welcome.
same thing. So
Still the
it's
same
still the
thing.
same thing.
Ah,
Yeah, but I'm trying to downgrade the Jupiter to 7.22.
okay. Let's see how you can. It should be able to work. It opened the other day, now that first time. Have you?
Yeah, you opened that day. I don't know why it's not.
Something, there's a complication somewhere. Mrs. Oikosi, welcome. Hope you are doing something. Are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Are you working with your laptop? I want to check what you are doing. Let me see.
Me?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Ambrose.
I said I'm working with my laptop.
Yes, Mr. Ambrose, you can unshare. Let me go on her screen and check something. Item A90, I understand you are having issue with your system, but just make sure that you are documenting. Make sure you are writing your notes and keep all the videos. So once you resolve your system, go through them. Thank God you are here observing. You should be able to apply. Okay, Onyekusi, share your screen. Let me just see what you are doing as well. If you can hear me, share your screen. Slash, you can't hear me. Okay. Okay, I think it's coming up. Hope you are not having network issue. I've not seen it yet. Has anybody seen us? Though it's showing that it's coming up here. Okay, if you can, okay, you are here to load your data. Okay, just continue. If you have any question. let us know. Once she completes her own, we proceed, please. Others, please. You can zoom out a little so that we can see your control plus, please. Control plus so that we can see your good. It's okay, it's okay. Just continue.
Can you see it, sir? I've imported my data now.
Yeah, okay, good. All right. So
But
I
just
think
the first one. Okay.
you have a cell. If you have a cell, also import a cell. Mr.
Okay.
Mr. Ambrose, if you have a cell too, also import. So I'm giving us 3 minutes to do that before I proceed. You can do that within 3 minutes. Fine.
Okay. But sir, I'm suggesting something now.
Okay.
Hello. Is it not better we use the same data? Maybe you share
Yes,
data to
I will.
platform so that we'll be
Let
getting
me,
the same output.
let me, yes, let me quickly because I noticed Mr. Ambrose also complained. Let me send it immediately. Let me send those ones that I have loaded immediately. I'm coming.
This Excel is giving me error.
Which of the
You
Excel?
know, because of because of the confusion I had earlier. So I wasn't. I have. I'm trying to. I've loaded Excel. I'm trying to run it, and I'm
Okay.
seeing error that says no such file in directory. Why?
Okay. Let me load this one now. We'll troubleshoot it because this step is very important. Once you cannot load data, you cannot analyze. So everybody must understand it. It's very important. That's the first task. When they give you data, you should be able to know. But let me just try and load the data first. Let me try and give us the data.
What is it now? Pardon? Go and sleep.
Where is it? Let's start 9 p.m. The one I loaded here now is healthcare and what again said? Amazon. I think I've sent one. The other one now, let me see if I can get it easily. Amazon. Let me also send out this one because I will use it. So let me send it ahead. Customer. Then so all this data I'm sending, just download them and keep them somewhere because we can use them anytime. Looking for Okay, I think I've sent on. Please confirm if you are. I hope we have seen them now. Let's confirm.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. So. Mr. Ambrose, I think you are still having issue with maybe share your screen. Let's see whether we can quickly assist you before we proceed.
Yes. Let me just because this Excel.
Just share
when
your
I-
screen.
let me-
Share your screen.
let
Let's
me-
see whether we can assist.
Can you see my screen?
Yes. So, the data you are trying to load now, have you confirmed that is there like the other one? You know, the other one was showing nothing.
Yeah. I
Okay.
have confirmed it.
Okay.
This
So, okay, yeah, go ahead now. Let's go back there. Let's see.
So copy path. Then I paste it here. So it's just where do I need to start deleting from the
Okay, now,
data I just pasted now.
yeah, from book, the slash before the book. So leave only book one dot. Yeah, clear everything. Just keep going. Just keep going. Small, gently. Okay, good. Yeah, run. Let's see. Run. Let's see. Perfect. That is it, Abby? Yeah. No. You have no. That is not it now. What you executed now, is that DA1? Did you use the same name? No, no, DA1 is still
No.
executing because see, that's what I told us. You can see that it's still loading. Hold on. Because that place where you are supposed to have a number is still showing asterisk, which means that it's still processing. So just hold on. After some time, you run it again. Just hold on.
Wow. Is it taking so much time?
What you do now, go to run. Let's run everything again. Click on that run. Up. No, not that one. Up. No. Up, run as an arrow, click on it. So whenever you are having this issue, you now say, okay, we just reinitialize everything. So go down and select run all cells so that you start the process above again. Oh yeah, click on it. Maybe from there to be able to understand what you are doing. So just hold on. Just hold on. Just hold on.
Yeah.
I think it used to happen like this. At times, we may have to restart the program, but just to come off. there's complications somewhere. That's why it's taking time.
Are you sure something is still happening here? Yeah.
Yes. So you can see that I think that one has outputted the one. That is the one, Abi. Both of them have executed now.
Yes.
Yes, good, perfect.
Yes.
So that is a good experience. So whenever you are having that issue, you run everything, but you just have to wait because there was a kind of connection issue. But now in that, so let's quickly round up. Let's go back. I believe. So what you do is that after this class, before the next class, just create another. Maybe you start the process, create another folder, create another notebook, install another Python 3 inside, import the library, then do this same thing again so that it will sync very well. That is how you master all this. So let's quickly round up because I just want us to conclude on the inspection method or techniques so that in the next class, we're focusing on data cleaning, how we can, different logic, how we can perfect our data, how we can remove errors, and then before you can start analysis. That is the process. So another way I want to inspect my data is I want to have a summary of almost all the information about the data I am given to analyze. Because right now, we have only known this, that is what, the frame, and we have been able to call out the header. So how to know, let's say, the total info about a given data set. So the syntax and the function you are going to use is .info. So how do you write it? You call the name of the data set you want to check its info. You say .info. This one, you need to add the closing, the parenthesis bracket, and then you run it. So this will give you a summary of everything, including what we have achieved so far, are also incorporated here. For example, let me just walk all through the interpretation. That the class, the type of data, remember when we're learning pure Python, we are using that .type to check whether it's a string, whether it's a number. So this function is telling us what the class is, what pandas they call, and then the name of the type of data that is analyzing its info is data frame. So which means that this DA2 is not data set, it's data frame. Now, the next line talk about the range index. That is what? The counting of the rows to be what? 101, which is part of what we got when we ran .what? Shape. Then also telling us 0 to 100. 0 to 100. Remember our index level, that the first item is at 0. The second one is what? 1. So based on the logic I told us in Python Basic. So now the data column, how many headers? And it's listing out all the headers and then telling us the total number of records under it. Now, there is a particular data set that if we load it, is part of what I sent to you, which is customer. Now, one of the good things you can check through this is that if you trade this header and you are getting a different number, just like the way we have 101 here, you trace this one is now 102, or maybe less than, or let's say 90. It means that what? 11 record, 11 row, 11 cells are empty. Well, if everything have the same number under each of the column, what it means to you as a data analyst is that there is no missing value. There's no missing value. So for example, now, just to end it, if I come here, I think, let me add that particular data so that I can call it, so that you can get exactly what I am talking about. Let me copy this. Oh, it's like I even have it there already. Let me check. It's like I have it here already. Yes, I have it here already, customer 2. So let me try loading that data. It's a cell. So let me try so that I can explain what I'm saying. I'll just say the A3 equals to PD dot read underscore Excel. And go back to my home directory, right click on it, select copy path, then come here and paste, then remove this. So now I will just call it the A3. So now you see that you have some places showing us NaN. Now, whenever you see this NaN, which we are going to simplify better in our next class when we start dealing with data cleaning, it means there is a cell where there is no value, that is missing cell. Now, if you run that same info here now, let's say I want to do the A3 dot info, the A3 dot info, you see what I was explaining. Under this column name, I have 8. Under age, I have 6, which means that what? There are 2 missing value here. Under follower, I have 5, which means that there are 3 missing value under that column. And then the last thing is this section that analyze this no means what? No missing. Now, this section talk about the data type, which we also explain in Python basic data type. So it's saying that this is this ID is integer. Why this is object? This is object. This is date time. So these are different data type. So you can attribute them to their respective heading. So this is, so how many inspection techniques we have learned so far? Remember, dot shape, dot columns, dot info. So basically, these are the ones we need to always check basic information on a given data set. So I will stop here, because if I start the next topic, I will not be able to complete it. And I understand that there are some persons that are yet to install and confirm their Anaconda. So this will give them an opportunity to get it sorted out before next class next week, so that all of us can be on the same page. And for those that have not installed, once we get it installed, go through the video, sit with the first day video, then sit with this video, make sure that you practice everything to where we stop, so that when we meet on Tuesday next week, we will all be on the same page. Any question, please? Any question, please? There's no question.
No question for me.
All right, sir. So
Just-
everybody go on. Okay. All right. Good night
just a
then.
minute.
Good night then.
Okay.
Everybody.
Good night.
All right.
Good night.